Elm Street was the kind of place you'd see in a postcard. Manicured lawns, white picket fences, the smell of freshly baked apple pie on a Sunday afternoon. It was perfect, almost too perfect. That's why when the call came in about a sudden death at number 17, I knew something was off. The victim was Arthur Pendleton, a retired librarian who kept to himself. The paramedics had already been and gone. The official report would say cardiac arrest, natural causes. But as I stood in his living room, a room so meticulously organized it felt sterile, my gut screamed otherwise. Everything was in its place. The books on the shelves alphabetized, the coasters perfectly aligned on the coffee table. Everything except for one tiny detail. A single, overturned teacup on the floor, a dark stain blooming on the pristine white rug. The widow, Beatrice Pendleton, was a portrait of subdued grief. She told me Arthur had a weak heart, that the doctor had warned them. Her story was plausible, almost rehearsed. She'd been out at her weekly book club, she said, and came home to find him. She had witnesses, an alibi as neat and tidy as her home. But her eyes, they never quite met mine. They kept flitting towards the grandfather clock in the hall, as if counting down the seconds until I would leave. I started digging into Arthur's life. On the surface, he was unremarkable. But librarians are guardians of stories, and Arthur had one of his own. I found his private journal hidden beneath a loose floorboard in his study. The pages were filled not with tales of literary heroes, but with fear. Arthur believed someone was trying to poison him. He wrote about a faint, bitter taste in his tea, about moments of dizziness and confusion. He suspected everyone, but his paranoia always circled back to one person, Beatrice. The motive? Money, of course. Arthur had recently inherited a substantial sum from a distant relative, a detail he'd kept from his wife. But secrets have a way of getting out in a quiet town like this. I discovered Beatrice had a significant gambling debt, a problem she'd managed to hide behind her perfect suburban facade. Arthur's inheritance would have been her lifeline. Now, I had a motive and a method, but I needed proof. The overturned teacup was my only lead. I sent the rug and the cup fragments to the lab. While I waited, I paid another visit to Beatrice. This time, I didn't ask about her husband. I asked about her favorite author. Her face lit up as she described a particular mystery novelist, one famous for intricate plots involving untraceable poisons. She even mentioned a specific book where the killer uses a rare, fast-acting toxin derived from a common garden plant. As she spoke, I saw it. Just outside her kitchen window, a flourishing patch of foxglove. Its beautiful, bell-shaped flowers contain a powerful cardiac glycoside. In small doses, it's medicine. In large doses, it's a poison that mimics a heart attack. The lab results came back a day later. Traces of digoxin, the active compound in foxglove, were found in the teacup and on the rug. The natural cardiac arrest was a carefully calculated murder. Beatrice had been slowly poisoning her husband for weeks, but that final, fatal dose was meant to look like his weak heart had simply given out. In her haste to clean up, she'd knocked over the cup, leaving the one piece of evidence that would unravel her perfect crime. Standing on Elm Street now, the houses don't look so perfect anymore. Behind every manicured lawn and picket fence, there's a story, and it was my job to read between the lines. The case of the Quiet Librarian was closed, but it served as a stark reminder. The most dangerous secrets are often hidden in the most ordinary places. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy these true crime deep dives, make sure to subscribe for more.